keep on saying yes I can, and every day is better than before.
Chapter 3. Things that make you go, 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 Why did Thomas Jefferson believe education was needed for democracy? I'll tell you why. My dear Thomas boy knew education was the key to success in life. But did others believe us? No. They just wanted to go to recess and ride their go-karts and play their precious little video games. Actually, this whole lesson is about a guy who believed Thomas Jefferson was right, and he made reforms to enable all kids to have free public education. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Carry on, then. Think back to the Middle Ages. If you were a peasant, a serf, did it matter to the king whether or not you had any education? I guess not. That's because the king did what he wanted. He didn't need anyone's advice. But in a democracy, the people elect representatives to make laws for them. That means each person needs to be educated about who to vote for, what laws might be best, and how to persuade or coax those representatives to pass laws they want to see enacted. Vocab, Unit 5, Unit 12. See how I snuck those in there? Kind of like a little bit of a ninja. First, you'll learn about what education was like before Horace Mann's reforms. Man, I wish I could live back when there was no such thing as school. Whoa, Horace Mann, what are you doing here? Granting you your wish. Let's go back to life before my reforms. There were very few public schools. Hello? Is there anybody here? Hey, where are all my friends? They're not here. You don't have many friends because you don't go to school. If you were very wealthy, you didn't need to go to a public school. You could just hire your own private one-on-one tutor. If there were public schools near you, the school year might only be a couple of months long. Okay, class, let's begin our study of the Battle of Trenton. It was Christmas night, 1776, and George Washington was leading his brave and courageous men across the Delaware River, when all of a sudden... And that's all the time we have for today. Actually, that's all the time we have for this entire school year. See you next year. Hey, that's not fair. I want to hear more about that battle. Sorry, young fellow. Before my reforms, if you could even get to a school, it often would only last a month or two. If there was a public school nearby, it was probably also a really run-down building, unheated, which in Massachusetts, where Horace Mann was from, meant it could get very, very cold inside. This is so unfair. How am I supposed to learn like this? What's the matter? Before my reforms, many classrooms had no heat source at all. The other thing about public schools before Horace Mann's reforms, the teachers weren't trained very well. Okay, class, today we're learning about addition. First problem is 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2. Let me think. Not sure if I remember that one. You know what, let's just skip it. Let's move on to the next one. Are you serious? That's ridiculous. Why should it be? Teachers didn't get enough training back then. Next, you'll learn about Horace Mann's ideas for public education. He wanted free education for every child, meaning the taxpayers would pay for the education, just like it is today. He believed democracy and education go hand in hand. They should be together. Education, where are you going? I need you. It won't work. It's too hard to make the reforms needed to keep us together. No, wait. Horace Mann will get it done, and then we can be together. Next, you'll learn about how his reforms made a difference in his state of Massachusetts. Businesses appreciated his reforms because now their workers were very well trained. Schools were created specifically to teach teachers how to teach. And there were 6 months of school each year for all children, not like before when it was only a couple of months. This made Massachusetts become a model for many of the other states. Time to review. Pause the video and read the chapter, then come back and let's see what you've learned. This is a great way to prepare to do the independent work as part of this Google Classroom assignment. What were 3 issues or problems that public schools faced before Horace Mann made his changes? 2-month school year, poor buildings, and teachers weren't trained. A blank is a teacher who teaches only one student, usually in the student's home. Remember, this before Horace Mann's reforms was usually only for wealthy people. A tutor. Who led the reforms for free education for all children? You got it, Horace Mann. What did business people hope to gain by supporting his ideas? Well, they were excited to get workers who would be very well trained. Which state modeled school reform for other states? Massachusetts. See you next time for another History Hook.